Now to the worst day of trading for one of the world's biggest companies. Facebook set a record for the most money lost in a single day on Wall Street. A huge chunk, 19% of its market value disappeared. We're talking more than $100 billion, way more than the GDP of some small countries. So let's bring in our business reporter, Jacqueline Hansen, who's been looking into why. Let's begin with what happened today.
Well, yeah, I mean, up until today, it was a bit of a surprise today when we saw this drop, because up until today, Facebook's growth seemed practically unstoppable. But we did see that seems to be not the case anymore. In the company's conference call yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg was pretty frank about the company's weak spots.
We're investing so much in security that it will significantly impact our profitability. We're starting to see that this quarter.
Facebook says it can't keep up its rapid growth while it spends more money on privacy and security.
We will continue to invest heavily in security and privacy because we have a responsibility to keep people safe.
And it's being forced to by new rules in the European Union to protect consumer privacy. That's already slowing advertising growth there. But it was Facebook's plan to shift ads from news feeds to stories, a newer feature of photos and videos that last just 24 hours, that made some analysts skeptical.
There's an argument to be made that they're switching to stories, they're switching away from the really successful ad model because the other ad model was failing with respect to security. And that means that they aren't being proactive, they actually are being reactive, and they don't necessarily have a plan. They don't know if it's going to work.
Plus, it has another potential problem. Users aren't signing up at the rates they used to. And this expert points to one possible reason.
There's an entire younger generation, younger demographic that's not using the platform.
Then there's the Cambridge Analytica data scandal, lingering privacy concerns, and the spread of fake news, all likely testing users' trust. But will they leave?
Because it is so big, I don't think it's going to be any kind of immediate drop-off that we see. But could this be the beginning of a slow decline for the platform? I think that there's no doubt that that's the case.
So what we saw today was investors reacting to some pretty big concerns. The cost of privacy rules in the EU, it's slowing user and revenue growth, and a warning that profit will likely be squeezed for quarters, if not years to come. But despite all that, Ian, this is, as you said, still one of the most valuable tech companies in the world. But what it lost today, along with that drop in its market value, was many investors' confidence in the company.
And the numbers are so big, they're kind of hard to grasp. Thank you very much, Jacqueline.
You're welcome.
Facebook also revealed in the earnings report that it's losing users in Europe, but for the company's bottom line, stalling user growth in the United States and Canada is far bigger problem. Let's show you what we mean. Facebook makes an average of nearly $6 of revenue per person. That is globally. Now you break it down by region. The average value of a European user was close to $9, but an American or Canadian user, well, almost $26. The big difference is that advertisers, where almost all of Facebook's revenue comes from, sees users in the United States and Canada as more affluent. So that's what you're worth to Facebook. What about what Facebook is worth to Mark Zuckerberg? Well, today's stock drop hit his personal stake too. His net worth lost close to $16 billion, but he's still doing pretty well. He's worth about $67 billion according to Forbes.